Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with a book review. The book that I'm going to be reviewing is How Green Was My Mouse by Dick King-Smith. This was a suggestion by my mother. When I was looking to learn more about rats, my mother suggested that I look into this book, How Green Was My Mouse, which she used to read to my sister. But if you may recognize Dick King-Smith for a more familiar work called The Sheep Pig. The Sheep Pig was adapted into a film called Babe. And Babe warranted a sequel called Babe, Pig in the City, which, interesting enough, was hailed as a great film by Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert, and it is also the last film that Gene Siskel named as his best film of the year in 1998. But I'm digressing, and we'll get back to How Green Was My Mouse. And this follows a mouse farmer by the name of Charlie Muffin. Charlie Muffin is also a taxidermist, where he stuffs dead animals, often to sell to museums, but he's a very innovative, very inventive and scientific farmer. He has toy trains in which he delivers food, water, bedding, and also removes droppings and waste from the mouse cages. But he has bred and raised and sold mice of all various colors, probably those that are more familiar to us, like black, white, blue, cream. But then one of his customers turns out to be a younger woman by the name of Mary Day, who buys 2 mice from him, but in particular wants a green mouse. Which Charlie has never heard of such a thing. But because he is very interested, almost in a romantic way to Mary Day, he does what he is able to produce a green mouse. What I will say is, if you think that it's going to happen, it will happen. Because it is targeted toward younger readers, even though some of the language and circumstances do cater to older readers and can attract adults. Much of the structure is predictable. I think that the development of Charlie and his character is well done. He truly is very innovative. He's very committed, and he's well thought out with everything that he's put together. I think that he knows a lot about his subject matter, and then when you bring Mary into the equation, I think that she complements him very well, because she's very knowledgeable, but in her own little way. And they do brush upon a lot of things, where a lot of things happen, they just bring it up as it comes along, because, like, for instance, you'll say, how does she know how to operate this? Well, Charlie told her at some point. And they concentrate on some things. They really don't go into detail so much, but it does stay above the surface. It does get elaborate in some areas, not so elaborate in others. But I think that it succeeds being able to remain appropriate for younger readers, and if they want to know more information, they'll have a parent or guardian to provide it to them. As for a specific age range, I find it to be somewhat of a challenge to be able to pinpoint an exact. I think that overall this is an okay book. I think that it's delightful, but at the same time, it does brush upon a lot, and the quality is not as incredible. To me, it's kind of like, it kind of has the quality of the iced foam cake that you'll find at either a wedding or a major gathering, where the appearance of the cake and the size of the cake is a bigger deal than the quality and the taste of the cake. It's very predictable. There's not much suspense, and it's more so of a waiting game than anything. I think that there's a moment within this piece that happens later on. I think that it's a little bit unnecessary, especially how they handle it. I think once you read it, you would know for sure. You would say, did they really need to put that in there? And they just do it in order to address a particular scenario and how Charlie can handle that scenario. And I also feel that the mice and the animals within this piece are merely used as tokens in order to advance Charlie and then eventually Mary within the story. You really don't get a sense of the animals that he's dealing with. I guess that when it comes to farming and taxidermy, that's generally not the case. Instead of being beings with emotions, they're more so just plot devices. I gave this a 3 out of 5. I think that it was okay. I think that there are some people that are going to be delighted, but the quality of this novel was not the greatest. I think that there are better works about animals that I have come across during my days, and I would be a little bit more eager to read other things by Dick King-Smith. I'd be interested to see how the sheep pig turns out being, and I think that this one is a little bit more on the surface and not as enjoyable as it could have been. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope you check out some more videos from our channel. If you like what you see, please subscribe, and if you want to talk more about this book, feel free to leave a comment, and I would be happy to continue the discussion. And if you really like what you see, I highly encourage you to support us on our Patreon, because the money that we make will allow us to provide you, the viewer, with even more content. For now, keep reading.